Well, hey Hunter, hey Chance, I'm Terrell. How you doing?
Good. How you
Doing
doing, sir?
great.
Thank you again for giving me this opportunity to do this interview with you guys. I know you've had quite a busy year, months with having your town spirits. I don't know what your 30-hour work days look like these days.
30-hour work days. Oh my gosh.
So how's it been though? Like how have you guys how have you guys been taking it all in, like the stardom of being, I guess, Rangers and the introduction of getting some more job security through Cosmic Fury.
Oh wow. Um,
I mean, we started filming in 2020, and it's kind of been a roller coaster since then. We've gotten to obviously we were doing that for a while. We filmed for 10 months, and then we came back and started doing the Comic Cons and meeting the fans, and seeing the social media posts and stuff. So it's been pretty great to see the reaction to our season and how well everyone's accepting it. And yeah, it's an honor to be a part of it.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's just been in the works for a year and a half. So now that it's like full force and like
Oh yeah.
out there in the open and all of that stuff, I don't know. I feel like I can speak for all of us that we're pretty excited.
Yeah, like I said, I talked to Tessa and Kai the other day, man, and just like I was telling them that your on screen chemistry, it looks genuine. You know what I mean? Like you guys actually are friends outside of set. Hey, what's going on? How's your day? And you could definitely tell, when you guys on screen that it's not forced. Like it's like the genuine friend chemistry there.
Totally. I just saw Chance 2 days ago and Russell.
I guess let me shoot this question to Chance first. Again, I talked to Tessa the other day. How do you guys feel like your on-screen chemistry as like brother and sister, like like outside of the show? Like you feel like brother and sister outside of that?
Oh yeah, I would say so. Man, she's just such a gem of a person. She's so wonderful from day one meeting her. And we really made that effort to get to know each other pretty deeply right in the beginning and like create that brother and sister bond.
Right.
And we talked about like our sibling relationships, and um, she's just wonderful. So I feel like it's she's one of those people, it's kind of hard not to like her. And we just hit it off right away. So yeah, I do feel like that.
Yeah, you guys have a lot of moments in the show, especially you in one of the episodes where you try to set her up, on a date, which I thought was hilarious. By the way,
Brothers got to do that kind of thing.
I don't think I've ever done that for my sister. Yeah,
Honestly, my brother hasn't either.
I was
So
like,
maybe
I
not.
guess this is a real
I
moment.
retract
Okay.
my statement.
Right.
I was like, are we doing this? All right, why not? Let's go for it.
Do you guys feel like your character arcs have kind of like really developed throughout the show? Because I know a lot of the times with these, like you don't always get a lot of time to develop your character because it's like one monster of the week moment or one moment to the next. I feel like with Amelia and Chance with Javi, do you feel like do you feel like your character is well rounded by the end of season 2?
Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I feel like, I mean, me personally with my character, but I feel like potentially the rest of us can agree with this, but like I feel like since the beginning, like episode 1, season 1 to the very last episode of season 2, I feel like you can watch not only our character grow, but you can watch at us as our character grow, because we were technically finding our character during filming too, because we didn't know about our characters until quarantine. So we had about like 5 weeks of preparing our character before we started. So we were kind of just jumping in full force, and all the directors were all like, you guys know your character more than us, so we trust you with the way she or he does like certain things and how they want to do this. So I feel like you can watch the character develop storyline and like actuality. I don't know, does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I agree with that completely. I think we were all trying to find our footing with these characters and trying to incorporate a little bit of ourselves into them. And you can see us along the journey become more grounded within them. And as for like the character arcs themselves, like not even just us as the actors, but also how they develop throughout the 2 seasons is really cool to watch. Because like you said, sometimes you don't get those full completion arcs or like that much for each character. But I feel like for all of us, we all have major growth, especially in this part 2 up, there's a lot that, and it's gonna. Oh God, I can't wait.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, usually with the last couple Ranger shows, we haven't gone back and done a continuation of the same Rangers in a long time. Like it's been a minute. Usually it's like the last couple series outside of Dino Fury, and I'm trying to think of the one previous. They were like two-parters, like the Super Mega Force or like whatever. Like they were like part one, part two of the same series. Whereas though you guys are continuing on into a completely different brand to a certain extent with your same characters. So that's pretty exciting. Like I said, I mean, we haven't done this since Mighty Morphin.
Right.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you guys had a chance to pick up any of your own action figures yet?
Yes.
You feel like those are like realistically cast? Like you feel like this is like they got the molding right? Usually it's either hit or miss with like the Hasbro toys.
Well, we just have our Ranger figures right now. Russell's the only one with the Lightning collection. So we haven't had to have like that opportunity yet of being like, oh, this is like actually me. But I mean, I don't know. The first time I saw the Pink Ranger, I was like,
I remember like walking in Target with my daughter and seeing it for the first time. And I was like, oh my God, like that's me. It's actually out. Because I didn't know that they had released it yet. And I saw it like, oh my God, I got to get like 3 of those. So bring a couple of comments. I got one like in my Ranger stuff.
Yeah. You said you guys were at Comic-Con. I was there a few months back and I completely missed you guys. I guess you were like the completely other side of the convention. That place is huge. That was my first time
San Diego Comic-Con?
San Diego.
Yeah, we were only there for one day though. So I don't know, were you there all days?
I was there like the whole week. So and nothing but interviews. Yeah, I was like trapped in the room majority of the time. Like,
you were busy. Busy.
Yeah.
that was my first con, like my first time in San Diego, and like it was a lot. Like I said, I know the fans were excited to see you guys, and I'm not sure if you had a panel or anything, or you just do kind of like if you were just doing meet and greets.
Yeah, we did a little panel / meet and greet at the Hasbro booth.
Okay. Here's another one. You guys team morphing sequences. I've noticed throughout the show that one, they've decided to do a lot of, we're not really going to show the entire sequence all the time. It's just you guys just quick flash a transformation. And maybe say they maybe do it like once throughout the episodes, but it's not every time you do it now. You guys pretty much have your entire morphing sequence thing memorized, muscle memory at this point?
Yes. Someone at Power Morphicon was like, do you guys remember your morph? And I was like, I don't think that we could ever forget, even if we wanted to. I mean, we probably did it at least 3 days a week for 9 months, right? You would say at least 3 days a week?
I would maybe even more. Yeah, depending on the week.
That's what I'm saying, at least. Like very minimum. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I think you guys would be like you said, you film it for 10 months. Which I didn't think, with the show being 20-minute episodes, I didn't think that you guys would have to put that much time into it, but I'm glad that with that being done, I mean, of course you guys get ahead of the curve because you guys got to film all of this kind of in advance to have it out. Because like you said, it's been since 2020 and it's been a lot of what seems like a lot of kind of just distribution stuff that's kind of delayed a lot of the stuff because like it'll air in like the UK first, and then we're just now getting it here with like the new Netflix deal, like a whole year later. Yeah. So you guys are holding secrets for like the longest time. Like, do they know about this yet, or can I say something, or what?
that reminds me of the time I accidentally leaked that season 2 was going to Netflix.
Oh man,
we were all just like.
The time has passed. You're like, has this been said yet? And then you say it, and then you're like, oh no, it hasn't, and then you get in trouble. So we'll be.
Everybody knows now, man. Everybody knows now. What would you say was your personal favorite moments just going through season 1 and 2 of what's been shown so far?
Oh,
something that stands out for you.
I guess I'll start with like a character thing, because for Javi, I think one of my favorite things with him and his arc is how him and his dad reconcile. And in season 2, and they kind of recognize, or well, really his dad recognizes that this is his passion, this is what he loves to do, and he kind of accepts him for it, which is a beautiful thing. And in the very beginning, like that, you could see it from episode 4 or 5. There was a very harsh, like, "What are you doing with your life?" So it's really nice for them to have that connection now. So that's one of my favorite things for him.
I feel like mine's probably a very like similar in a sense of having like a parent figure. I think it was episode 11, Miss Scary Manor for Amelia, where she has that moment where she's Pink Ranger and Pop Pop doesn't know, but she has that like heart to heart about her parents on the stairs. That was great because on the day, the actor Greg who plays Pop Pop was like, "Oh, I would really love to hear like Hunter's voice do the lines." So I wasn't in the Ranger suit on the day because I was getting ready to do a scene right after. So I had to be ready in Amelia for that. So I was like off to the side and I got to like give the heartfelt lines that I would give in like ADR. And Greg was just like really happy about that. And I felt like it kind of connected us as actors together a little more too.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that too, because like just recently going back to watch that episode, they do a really good job of not undercutting that with the comedy that you guys normally do, with especially being at Buzz Blast.
Totally.
They do a really good job of really feeling that emotion in. I think you did a really good job of selling that scene too, because it teared me up a little bit, like.
Thank you. Thank you.
Speaking of Buzz Blast, are you actually working there, or like what's the deal? Like, are you getting paid? like I'm like, okay, at some point she has to be putting out has the time to make content and be a ranger. This seems impossible. And you guys are doing 8-hour workouts before you did.
Yeah. we figure it out. I mean, in season 2, episode 1, you see how Amelia struggles to be like the boss of Buzz Blast,
right.
When Jane and Jay Borg are away. So I feel like that gives like a little insight on like Amelia's there and she's important, but like she also is really just half and half, or trying to give more than half to the Ranger side, save the world.
And Javi works there too, right? Like I'm like, is he ever working?
I don't know how often he shows up, but like he's working there. I'm just kidding. No, he works there.
Those instruments somehow.
Yeah, he bought the guitar with it, with the money, so he's getting paid.
Chance, do you actually have musical talent that transfer into the show, or like is that just your character?
I was a musician. Well, I am a musician, but I was in a boy band for 2.5 years with Hollywood Records before becoming an actor.
Okay.
So I've been playing guitar since like middle school, and I've taught myself a couple different instruments like piano and ukulele. And luckily, when I auditioned for Power Rangers, they had that like idea for Javi already built into the character. And when I auditioned, they thought that I fit the role really well. And obviously, I got lucky and blessed, and I got the role.
Worked out.
Man, your father just don't want to see you live out here. It's like, will you just tell him you're Power Rangers so we can keep the show moving? It just makes so much more sense. Like, man, I can't relate to my dad getting on me like that, but I was like, man, he's really getting at you on this show. You feel this, like.
Yeah. But he's such a funny guy in like real life. Like, it was so hard to keep a straight face because he's so lovely, and like when he gets mad, you almost like, knowing him as a person, you're like, wait a minute,
yeah.
I'm actually bad. Like, I don't know, I love him. He's great.
Yes.
I guess I had asked Tessa and Kai the other day, like if you guys could have come in picking your Ranger color, what would have been? Would you have kept it the same, or would you have kind of swapped it out for something else?
I'd keep mine the same.
Pink?
I actually thought I was auditioning for Yellow Ranger, and I was like, just wanting to be a Ranger, but as soon as they said pink, I was like,
that works. Yeah.
What?
I'm happy with Black Ranger.
Yeah. I think Tessa said she would take the gold and was it gold and blue? Like she I was like, yeah, that would actually work if you guys did that. Do you have any I guess, as far as like your Zords go in the show, because I noticed you guys have like the whole background that you guys use, like the I kept trying to think of the word, I guess the
Cockpit?
base or just the background that you guys stand in when you're in your Zord mode, your Zord view,
Yeah,
or
the
whatever.
little cockpit with all of our
Yeah, the cockpit looks familiar, by the way. Would you guys, if is there anything that you guys feel like you would have added to that, like as far as like you feel like something else would have been in there?
Honestly, no. The first time I saw it, I literally was like, "What set is this?" And they're like, "The cockpit," and I was like, "You're kidding me." I don't know. I thought they did really well on it. I don't think I'd change anything.
Yeah, I think it's cool how they did it. I know, like in past seasons, at least I feel like I've seen it in past seasons where they have like a dashboard filled with like electronics and stuff like that, and they got their chairs. And I thought it was really cool that the way they did it this time is like we have like platforms that we're standing on. We link with our swords and like actually fight, and the Megazord copies the movements.
Right.
I thought that was a really cool take on it.
Mhm.
Well, look, one more. Did you guys have any non-spoiler things for Cosmic Fury, or is that still under like NDA at the moment?
Oh, you know the answer to this.
See?
Only that you guys are gonna be stoked.
Yeah. We don't know too much to share, but it's nice to be making history, coming back for another season.
For sure.
Like I said earlier, it's the first time since Mighty Morphin's done it, and really honored to be a part of it. So we're stoked for filming at the end of this year, and for you guys to see it when it's done.
Look,
Yeah, super stoked.
I appreciate you guys so much for taking the time out of your day to do this with me and talk with me. Glad that I got to see you, talk to you guys, see you guys after missing you at San Diego. Again, thank you, Hunter. Thank you, Chance, again for taking the time to sit down and do this with me.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks
Terrell.
for having us.
Thank you
So much.